All right, today we are jumping into an absolutely brilliant and powerful story, E.R. Braithwaite's autobiographical novel, To Sir with Love. And let me tell you, this book tackles some huge questions. Questions about prejudice, respect, and what it really means to have dignity. And this really gets to the heart of the whole thing, doesn't it? I mean, what does it take to earn respect when it feels like no one, absolutely no one, is willing to give it to you? How do you walk into a room, into a society that's already made up its mind about you? Well, we're about to see how one man answers that. Okay, so let's set the scene. We meet our protagonist, Ricky Braithwaite, in post-war London, and right away, we see the struggle. Here's a guy who, on paper, should have the world at his feet, but instead he's treated like a complete outsider. And this is what's so frustrating and so central to the story. I mean, look at his resume. The man is a qualified engineer, he's a veteran of the Royal Air Force who served Britain during the war. He's done everything right. But none of that seems to matter, because the one thing people see is the color of his skin, and that becomes this massive wall he just can't get over. And this is so important to remember. This isn't just some made-up story. It's an autobiographical novel. That means it's deeply, deeply personal. It's based on the author's own life. What we're reading about are his real experiences, his real struggles with social injustice, and the sting of racial discrimination. You know, the prejudice he runs into isn't just one big, dramatic moment. No, it's this constant grinding, day in, day out thing. It happens on the bus, it happens in job interviews where his skills are completely ignored, it happens when he's just trying to find a place to live. It even poisons his personal life, like when he's just trying to have a meal with his girlfriend. It's everywhere. So, with every door to his chosen career slammed shut, Braithwaite has to make a change. He's forced to pivot, and he ends up on a completely different kind of battlefield. A classroom filled with kids that pretty much everyone else had already written off. Yeah, he's pretty much at the end of his rope, and as a last resort, he takes a teaching job at Greenslade School. Now, you gotta understand, this is not some prestigious academy. It's in the gritty East End of London, and his students, well, they're the ones who've been kicked out of every other school. They're seen as the troublemakers. And boy, do these kids live up to their reputation. From the moment he walks in, it is pure chaos. They're slamming their desks down while he's trying to talk. The language is just foul. There's constant bullying, and they're not shy about making fun of him, right to his face. The girls are just as unruly as the boys. It's a complete mess. So here he is, facing prejudice from the outside world and just total rebellion from his students. He hits a breaking point. But right here, when things are at their worst, this is where the story takes this incredible turn. He decides to throw out the old playbook and try something completely new. His first few tries at getting control, they are a complete disaster. He yells, he tries to lay down the law, but he realizes pretty quickly that his angry outbursts are just digging him into a deeper hole. He's not gaining respect, he's losing it. And this is the moment of genius. This is the big idea. He decides to stop treating them like problem kids. Instead, he makes this just radical choice. He's going to interact with them as if they are adults, as if they are respectable people. He's going to give them the very thing the world has been denying him: respect. And the way he does it is so simple but so powerful. He lays down a new rule. From now on, every girl in the class will be called Miss. And in return, they will call him Sir. It's a simple exchange, but it completely changes the power dynamic. It sets a brand new standard of mutual respect. So the big question is, does it work? I mean, can something so simple really turn around a classroom this out of control? Well, what happens next is nothing short of an incredible transformation. The change it's just astonishing. You look at the before and after, and it's like night and day. The kids who were so disrespectful and rude, they become polite and courteous. The constant bullying and mischief, that turns into cooperation and kids actually being considerate of each other. The foul language disappears, replaced by proper titles. They even start taking care of themselves better. Their hygiene, their appearance, it all changes. And get this, at first, the students thought it was a joke. They called the new rules ridiculous and unnecessary. But it only took a few weeks, just a few weeks, for their whole attitude to shift. See, when they were treated like adults, they started acting like adults. The change wasn't just big, it was fast. But you see, what happens in that classroom, it's so much more than just a nice story about a teacher and his students. It's really the heart of the novel's message, a powerful lesson that goes way beyond the school walls. Because this story is working on so many levels at once. Yes, it's about the difficulties of being an educated Black man in a prejudiced society. But it's also about something so universal. It's about the struggle of any human being trying to hold on to their dignity when faced with inhumane circumstances. And that's really the key takeaway here. That little classroom in the East End of London becomes this amazing model, this powerful metaphor. It shows us how respect, how simple human dignity can actually overcome prejudice and start to change an entire community. Which brings us to a final, pretty big question, right? If a classroom can become a blueprint for a better world, what does that mean for us? Braithwaite proved that one person could change a room full of people just by giving and demanding respect. So, can we take that same lesson and apply it to our own lives, our own communities? Can we build a better world one respectful interaction at a time?